Okay, today we're going to do I've been wanting to do a 4th of July kind of theme shot. And I've been working with liquids, so I've been doing a little research on how to mix liquids together and how they interact with one another, and spills and splashes. So today I'm going to use a few ingredients. Dawn, it's about $1.60. Vegetable oil, this size is about $3. Rubbing alcohol is 99 cents. And red food coloring, I bought in a large amount because it's cheaper than buying the little individual small bottles. Mixed in a certain order, you can get blue for the bottom, of the red, white, and blue that I'm going to do. Blue for the bottom, separated by clear water, which will be considered my white. A thin layer of vegetable oil to separate the water from the rubbing alcohol, and red food coloring that I'm going to mix with it. Each should then be separated by its relative gravity or the consistency of the materials it's made of to form a 3-layered, well in this case 4, but we're not going to see the oil, 3-layered effect of liquids that will look like red, white, and blue. So looking at $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $11. But again, afterwards you can wash your dishes, make some deep fried chicken, and get drunk. Just kidding about getting drunk. Do not get drunk on rubbing alcohol. It is very bad. It's better to drink cologne or perfume. First thing I'm going to do is add a set amount that I will use for each liquid. In this case, I'm going to use the Dawn. About there. That's 2 ounces. Just as a starting point. Now the tricky part about the layers is pouring them straight into the middle of the container we're going to make the layers in, and being careful not to get it on the sides, because apparently if you get them on the sides it'll intermix with the layers below and then ruin your effect. So for the first layer I don't have to be as careful because it will just settle at the bottom, which I'll pour all that into that. And just wait for a couple minutes for it to settle. Okay, the first one isn't as particular, so what I did is I went ahead and got some water ready, and I poured a little more water than there was blue, just so there's a little separation, but also I'll hold back a little as I pour it in. Very fun. So now I'll let that settle, and it looks like it's already separating one from the other. There's some bubbles, so we'll give it a few minutes to settle. So it already looks like it's starting to settle, so I'm going to go ahead and add a thin layer on top of the water of just the vegetable oil. I'm going to put a thin layer, very thin layer of vegetable oil on top of the water so that the rubbing alcohol sits on top of the vegetable oil. Again, being careful not to pour it down the side. I'm just going to pour a little bit vegetable oil, and again I'm going to let that set for a minute. As you can see, it's starting to settle. See some blue in the bottom, clear in the middle. From this angle it's kind of hard. I'll show you another angle in a minute. And then thin layer of vegetable oil. I think I put a little too much in, so you have to be careful with that because you want the red food coloring mixed in with the rubbing alcohol to lie above the water, but you need the thin layer of oil to give it a barrier. So I might have applied just a little too much, but again, it's inexpensive to recreate this, and it's fun to mix around with liquids. So now I'm going to mix some rubbing alcohol in with some red food coloring. Be careful with the red food coloring. It goes everywhere and it stains everything. And now we'll add the red food coloring on top of the oil, very gently. And we'll let that sit for a few minutes, and hopefully the red food coloring in the alcohol will rise above the water and the blue dish soap to give us our red, white, and blue separation. And then I had to let it sit for a while, and as you can see, I probably should have done a bigger volume of liquids, but you can see the red, white, and blue and the white, the clear part's not as visible. So I think I would try a larger volume, but you get the general idea.